Alright, welcome to episode 10 in my Ultimate Slayer series. Today we're going to cover the Daemonheim collection log. Much like the previous episode in the wilderness, this was one of the logs that I was the most worried about taking on. I think there's a very legitimate argument that this is the hardest Slayer collection log to complete in the game. To complete this one, you have to get not one, but two crazy rare Slayer pets that only drop from elite monsters, plus the infamous Hex Hunter bow drop. It's another funny log like the wilderness, where the drop rates are very scary, but there's only a few unique monsters to kill. In this log, we need to kill Kal'gerion demons, Stalker creatures, and Edimmu. So let's start off nice and simple with the Kal'gerion demons. These guys play host to 9 of the 14 drops that we're looking for today, which sounds like a lot, but trust me, this is the easy part of the log. So we're going to need to get the 5 pieces of Demon Slayer armor and the 2 Demon Slayer crossbows, which each have a drop rate of 1 in 896 for a specific piece, or about 1 in 128 for anything. You can also get these drops from any of the Demon Flash Mob events at a slightly more common rate. We'll need to get the 1 in 1000 Adrenaline Urn and the 1 in 512 Kal'gerion Battled Commendation. So I don't have a lot of clips, as I got all of these drops while going for the trimmed completionist requirement of getting 5 battle commendations. So instead I'll show you a good AFK revolution bar that works really well for killing any of the Kal'gerion demons in the resource dungeon as well as the player owned dungeon. Now the next monster we'll look at is one of the 2 big ones, the Edimmus. Here, we'll need to get the 1 in 512 Blood Necklace Shard and the infamously rare Edimmu pet, which can only be received as a drop from any of the elite Edimmu spawns. Now there are 2 things that we can do to increase our odds at spawning elite Edimmu. The first and the most simple is to always be using Fellstalk incense sticks, and the second is to grind Edimmu exclusively by using the Jacqueline Slayer Master method. So just before I cover that method, I'll share with you that I got my pet just by doing normal Slayer tasks from Laniakea. I had Edimmu, Undead, and Creatures of Daemonheim all on my prefer list, and anytime that I would get a Slayer Cape proc to pick my own task, I would pick Edimmu. I did it this way because I liked AFKing Edimmus and I wanted to progress by training Slayer relatively normally, stacking up a bunch of points, instead of actively locking myself at one creature at a time for an extended period. So here's my pet clip, and then I'll talk about the Jacqueline method.
He's stalling the roar. He's not gonna get the time on this one, I don't think. Oh, I got it! No. I saw it on his stream. I saw it on Belfish's stream before my own. Oh my god. His speed kill is ruined. Okay. He's not getting the time on this one. Oh, he's critting everything though.
Alright, now that I got the Eddie pet, I'm going to go ahead and take Edimmu off of my prefer list. I'm going to keep Creatures of Daemonheim because I still want to do Soul Gazers, but now I free up one more slot. Go ahead and skip for a task here. I'll take Gemstone Dragons. And then I will go ahead and claim this Eddie pet. There we go. Edimmu is in the collection log. All I'm going to need now is that Hex Hunter bow. So it's still a really scary log, but I feel pretty good about this now. Now I did kill a ton of Edimmu, but at the end of the day, I did also get lucky here. Killing them normally like this, it's expected to take about 26,000 kills to get the pet. Now that grind can be substantially quicker by using the Jacqueline method that I mentioned earlier, but that does come with its own tedium. So for this method, you'll want to be using the Slayer's Introspection Relic to choose the minimum task amount every single time, and you'll want to get all of your tasks from Jacqueline until you get either a Ghosts or a Zombies task, and both of those will count as a cluster task which you can kill Edimmu. With the relic, you can choose to kill only 15 of these per task, and since you're guaranteed at least one elite spawn per Slayer task, you can quickly farm some elite Edimmu spawns. It's a great method if you want to speedrun your way to the Eddie pet, but I was perfectly content with my AFK on the longer tasks. Now the last monsters that we'll need to kill are the 2 Stalker creatures. First up, we'll only need to kill a handful of the little Seekers. They drop a Seeker's Charm at about a 1 in 13 rate, so that's going to be a very fast collection log slot. But after getting that, we'll need to focus on killing the bigger Soul Gazers. We'll need to get the Hex Hunter bow and the Soul Gazer's pet, which can realistically only be dropped by elites at a rate of 1 in 1500 and 1 in 750 respectively. Now there's no Jacqueline method equivalent here, but we still want to be using Fellstalk incense sticks to increase our elite spawn rate, and we can also feed any many of those Seeker Charm drops into the Stalker's portal to further increase our odds of spawning elite Soul Gazers. It becomes 5 times more common to get an elite spawn if you do this, so it's extremely worthwhile. This log really is heavily bottlenecked by all of these elite spawns. I think it's really good to kill Stalker creatures in the personal Slayer dungeon if you can. You'll benefit from closer spawns, you'll be saving money on cannonballs, and if you choose to AFK with Revo, you won't waste too much time getting dragged out to Narnia by some of the smaller monsters that you don't even want to be killing in the first place. For the most part, I killed the Soul Gazers actively with ranged until I got my 5 souls, and then I spent the rest of my time killing them in my personal Slayer dungeon. So here's the gear setup and the Revo bar that I used once inside the dungeon. If you're an Iron Man, I think a popular setup is to have 3 Soul Gazers and 2 Seekers in order to maintain a steady flow of the Seeker's charms. What the heck? That's the Soul Gazer pet. Holy moly. Okay, I didn't expect that. That's huge. That is huge. That's one of the scariest bits of this log. I mean, I still got the Eddie pet to go and the Hex Hunter, but that is massive. That is a third of the way there to the Daemonheim log, as far as I'm concerned. Feels really good, man. Oh my god. Whoa. Is that I got the Hex Hunter bow. I finished the log. How long was I AFK? I mean, I was not AFK too long. I still managed to pick up the drop, but I was not looking at my screen. Alright, it wasn't from a Veil Ripper, which is good. I probably would have died if it was a Veil Ripper. Holy, I was completely AFK. 61 shades of red, yes sir. That is incredible, man. That was that's the scariest log I have left, probably. Man, I'm gonna finish off the task. I don't know what to do with myself now. I don't think I have any really scary drops to go for. I think now it's all just kind of cleanup tasks from here on out. And there you have it. For completing all of the Slayer drops in the Daemonheim area, I have unlocked this really menacing red Blood Rager title and completed my 10th Slayer log en route to the Ultimate Slayer title. That means I've got just 3 logs left to go, and for the most part, they're going to be a lot less daunting than this one was. So I feel really good about completing this challenge before a Masked comes out. That said, if you want to follow along for the rest of my Ultimate Slayer journey, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.